Welcome.
We watched Suspiria. Suspiria. We went all out with the lighting.
The 1977 Dario Argento classic.
And it is
Suspiria.
A fantastic film.
Fantastic
classic.
film.
I'm sorry for cutting you off.
No, that's
I didn't mean to do that.
Cut me off as much as you wish.
I will for the rest of the video. It is starring Jessica Harper. Yes.
Jessica Harper.
From Phantom of the Paradise.
Yes, Phantom of the Paradise.
And also Shock Treatment.
Shock Treatment. I've never seen that.
Sequel. It's terrible.
It's a sequel to what?
The Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Oh, is it really a sequel? I've never seen that. Yes. I've always kind of wanted to see it.
She plays Janet Weiss in it, and who's playing Brad? It's not Barry Bostwick. It's some guy.
I did not know that. I always see the DVD with the dude from.
Is it the guy from Frankenhooker?
The bald guy. No, the bald guy. The
Richard O'Brien.
Yes, I think that's him.
But we're not talking about that movie
regardless.
today.
Well, apparently we are. Anyway, she goes to the school, a dance school, academy, that's in the Black Forest in Germany. What was that he was talking about? Where the three countries come together. It's Germany.
Oh yeah, and
the Axis of Evil.
it's close.
I don't think it's the Axis of Evil.
It's something to do with those countries have histories rooted in magic for some reason. And he said
the Axis of Evil.
No, that's
the Trident of Evil.
Goblin.
Yes,
Goblin did the score. The cinematographer for this film was Luciano Tovoli, who shot the film with the 3-strip Technicolor process, which was a process that was dead by then. Suspiria was one of the last films to use this process.
They said they took the equipment and broke it down and sold it to China after that movie. So
did they?
Yeah, that's what they said.
Well, a little breakdown of what the 3-strip color process is you have your RGBs, your red, greens, and blues, okay? When you use Technicolor, they are all on separate strips of film. You have actually 3 negatives that you are using for the movie. You've got your green, your red, your blue. And then you have a prism that sits in the middle of the camera that reflects the light into the strips. So during processing, they take the 3 strips, they put them together. You got your RGB, okay? When you use the Technicolor process, you get richer color. It's the reason The Wizard of Oz looks the way it does. The skin tones are real rich.
Yes.
You've got almost kind of I want to call it a watercolor.
I see that
type of color.
Very vibrant.
It's very vibrant.
Rich.
Yes.
This is a movie that, a lot of people complain about movies. Like people complain about Blade Runner being all style and no substance. This is a movie that's exactly the same, but I've never heard anybody with that complaint.
Hey, thanks. My room is really pretty.
Technically, this movie is a masterpiece. It is just an impressive piece of film. The lighting, the cinematography, everything down to the 3-strip color process. I mean, it is a marvel.
One of the best opening sequences, I think, in movie history, not just horror. Some people always say horror, but I think in movie history, it's the scene at the airport. I don't know how it's scary. She's walking out of an airport, but the atmosphere, the colors, the sound design. The hiss and the clack of in the shot of the inner workings of that door.
Right. And when she exits the airport, the way that the wind gusts.
Yes, the wind.
Comes,
Yeah, when she
something that's always stuck in my mind whenever I think about Suspiria is the cab ride, and the way that they play with lighting, which I would really like to see something on just how they did that particular scene, because to me it would make sense that they were inside of a garage or something, just waving the lights around.
Escherstraße.
Was?
Escherstraße.
Was? Escherstraße.
He completely understands exactly what she's saying. He just wants to be a prick, a German prick, I guess.
Yeah.
In Argento films, even up until then, there's always something that you either see, that the characters either see or hear that they can't remember clearly, or remember if it even happened at all. That's
either an iris or
lilac.
lilac.
I always kind of made fun of that. How she said she mentioned flowers, either lilacs or irises.
Mention a flower. The iris, I think, or a lilac.
Apparently, there are places like that. People in Italy or Germany, there are places that people live that look like that.
This is where like Liberace lives. Dario Argento and his wife Daria Nicolidi.
Nicolidi,
I believe so. Would clash about who came up with the original idea.
They co-wrote the picture, and
according to Nicolidi, it was based off of a tale that her grandmother used to tell her about a school that had witches in it.
Yes.
Which spoilers, there's fucking witches. in the school.
She's so scared about. She won't even mention the name of the school. I don't know if that's because she's scared or because it doesn't really exist.
That was another thing. It was apparently a true story that her grandmother told her.
And Dario, I think, I've heard something where he says that his grandmother would read him witch stories when he was younger, and he had a nightmare about his teacher at the time biting his head off, being a witch and biting his head off.
Udo Kier's in this shit.
Udo Kier.
Were you aware of that?
No, I didn't even know you were a psychiatrist.
But he was in this the Theater Bazaar. It was an anthology. It was interesting. There was the first story was by Richard Stanley, which what has he done lately?
For some reason I don't know
he
who he is. Who is he?
He was the guy that was fired from Dr. Moreau.
The Island of Dr. Moreau?
Yeah.
I came up with one thing that I didn't like, and that was the dog. As much as powerful as that scene is,
The puppet?
For some reason, Italians love to put evil animals in their movies, regardless of the fact that they look like shit. It's a puppet, and it's hairy, and it does not look real at all.
If this movie was anything other than a giallo, it would not work. Those scenes would not work. But because it is an Italian horror film directed by Dario Argento, that is, I expect it. I'm like, we're gonna get a fucking dog puppet later, aren't we?
And the bat, the bat that she crushes. Right. The bat actually looked halfway decent.
You could see a string.
I want to watch it again.
Let's do it.
We should talk about this DVD, this Blu-ray release right here a little bit. It's put out by Nuvo Pictures. Cultfilms.co.uk is the website, and it's a pretty good transfer. It's a 1080p transfer.
You do need to have a region-free Blu-ray player for this because
this is region B.
Unfortunately, we don't have a fucking American Blu-ray yet, which is the sin.
Synapse. They're gonna do a 4K transfer. They are doing a 4K transfer. So they ordered their release of Django, and it blows the release. Blue Underground did the Blu-ray release of that out of the water.
I'm sure that the transfer has to be a fucking chore because of the fact that they, like we had said, 3-strip color process.
Yes.
I think that they started the Tenebrae transfer around the same time that they started the Suspiria transfer. The Tenebrae just came out not too long ago. So they haven't said anything yet that I've seen about a release date for Suspiria.
I don't think there's a release date.
But we could probably expect it soonish.
Back to this Nouveau release, though. It has a great documentary called Fear at 400 Degrees, which I think Dario had said that horror cinema is a 370 degree centigrade experience, and with Suspiria, he wanted to make a 400 degree centigrade experience.
Italians definitely have
I don't know what all that means. I think
with
400
words.
degrees centigrade is...
That's too hot.
Yeah.
It is out on
DVD from Blue Underground, and
they have some pretty nifty.
yes, it's got a 50, like an hour-long documentary on there with interviews from Dario and all the players.
If you don't want to watch our show, you can just watch that.
Yeah, just
they
watch
say
that.
all the same shit we do.
I would rather you watch that.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't. That's not true.
Watch us.
Yes, watch us.
We
subscribe.
We put
Go
up,
ahead and click that subscribe. I
we
mean,
put up the lights, man.
it doesn't cost you anything to push a button and hear about great horror movies, So yeah, like this video, subscribe.
Put people point, like I've seen that on YouTube. They're like, subscribe down here.
Subscribe below, right there. We'll put the link for
it's over here.
Cult Epics or Cult Films.
You can give it a thumbs up
Yes.
if you want.
Yeah, give us
you
a
can give it a
thumbs-
thumbs
yes.
down if you don't like it. Yeah,
Don't do
fuck,
that.
dude. Like if you don't like it, give it a thumbs down.
Yeah, go ahead, I guess.